Ephesians 6, verse 16, part 3. We will be talking about the very last section of verse 16, which is the darts of the wicked. Darts in the Greek concordance mean a missile, that is a spear or arrow. It also means to throw, in various applications more or less violent or intense, arise, cast out, lay out, put out, strike, throw down, and thrust. This particular dart means a deliberate hurl. Everything that Satan and his followers do is deliberate, and the ultimate goal is to create death and destruction. Jesus' goal is to create life, and that more abundantly, and we, as his followers, are to carry that goal to fruition, and he has given us all the tools needed to succeed. All we have to do is be a willing vessel. So, we as Christians are to cast down the violence of the wicked. Who are the wicked? The Greek concordance gives a very broad term for wicked. It means hurtful, that is evil, figuratively calamitous, morally culpable, that is derelict, vicious, vociferous, mischief, malice, bad, evil, grievous, harm, lewd, malicious. Culpable means guilty of doing something wrong. In this case, morally guilty of doing something wrong. Derelict means neglectful of duty or obligation. Does that not apply to our government? Vociferous means atrociously wicked. Does that not apply to the laws that are being forced on us today? Ask yourself, what is happening in America or in your country that is morally wrong, vociferous, atrociously evil? Maybe Obamacare, because they are forcing people to not only buy insurance, but to provide birth control contrary to moral or religious beliefs. ENDA would fall in this category because it forces churches and Christian businesses to compromise their moral and religious beliefs by hiring homosexuals and transvestites. The Patriot Act would also fall in this category because it takes away our freedom and deems us terrorists because we have moral convictions. Abortion, same-sex marriage, don't ask, don't tell. Do I have to go on? Our nation has become morally corrupt and destitute, and we are not doing what we are called to do to stop it. Ask yourself, what would Jesus do? Culpable ignorance in the legal dictionary means the lack of knowledge and understanding that results from the omission of ordinary care to acquire such knowledge or understanding. That's why it says in 1 Corinthians 1:25, "For the foolishness of God is wiser than man's wisdom, and the weakness of God is stronger than man's strength." In 1 Corinthians 3:19, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness in God's sight." In Isaiah 55:8 and 9, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts." That is why we as Christians must trust in the Lord with all our hearts and lean not on our own understanding. In all our ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight our paths. What would God's way be for America or for your country? Maybe some of you are called into politics to return moral conviction to our governance. If so, he will direct your paths and make a way where there is no way. If God is speaking to your heart, grab hold of your destiny, for you will never be fully fulfilled until you do. You will always feel that emptiness, as if something is missing in your life. In Jeremiah 29:11 it states, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." In Jeremiah 1:5, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." Obviously, not all of us are called to prophecy, but the point is, God set you apart for a specific purpose. And if you are doing contrary to God's will, you are leaning on your own understanding and walking in your own ways and not in God's ways. This will eventually lead to destruction. Psalms 139:13, "For you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb." Psalms 82:3 and 4. Defend the cause of the weak and fatherless. Maintain the rights of the poor and oppressed. Rescue the weak and needy. Deliver them from the hand of the wicked. They know nothing. They understand nothing. They walk about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are shaken. Throughout the Bible, it encourages us to seek God's wisdom and understanding, and if we do ask, he will give. If we walked in God's wisdom and understanding, would he not want us to rescue the weak from darkness and deliver them from the wicked, that is, those that oppress, those who are malicious, those who are evil and want to do harm?